How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back after a very long hiatus to the Atlanta Thrashers NHL 07 Dynasty Mode, episode number 5, finishing off year number 2, the 2007-2008 regular season. We left off about 3 to 4 months ago, took a little break with school and work and trying to get NHL 22 content out, put this series on pause, never wanted to put it on the shelf forever, so happy to get back into it. If you are joining late, as I'm sure many of you are new since it's been a few months since we got going, we are here with the Atlanta Thrashers on NHL 07, trying to get this team into contender territory within 5 years. Because from when we took over the reins to when they moved to Winnipeg to become the Winnipeg Jets, we had 5 seasons. We have 5 seasons in between there. So we have been tasked with trying to keep this team here, not necessarily win a Stanley Cup, but it would be nice if we could, and just become a contender along the way. In the last one, in recapping the last couple episodes, we missed the playoffs in year number 1. We had a great draft. We had a good offseason. We've been doing pretty well here in year number 2. We currently have Marian Hossa injured, 97 overall. We also have 96 overall Ilya Kovalchuk, 90 overall Pierre Turgeon, who has turned back the clock. We're trying to get him a Stanley Cup and a spot in the Hockey Hall of Fame. He currently has, look at this, 79 points in 56 games. Last year he had 65 in 83, so he is just a man possessed. Father Time turning it back. Just insane to think about. We got Freddie Mondine in here. We signed RJ Umberger in free agency. Kozlov, Kapanen, McEachran, Thornton, Stewart, Bondra. Defense struggling a little bit. Havlid, Sutton on our first pair. Janssen, Dempsey on our second. Schubert and Braden Coburn, who you may recognize, on the third pair. Goaltending, we have Kari Lehtinen backed up by Mike Dunham. So in the last one, our main question was, okay, so things are going pretty well record-wise, but we are struggling in a few areas, most notably on defense. We're 32, 21, and 3. We're scoring a lot of goals, but our defense is not really quite up to snuff. Goaltending hasn't been amazing either. In the comments of last one, we're thinking about potential targets when it comes to trades here. We're coming up on the trade deadline, by the way. When we look at the calendar here, it's just about a couple of weeks away. I have a couple ideas of trades. We've lost our last 2 here. I have a couple ideas, but Nick saying the last one, we got to get one of Alex Tanguay, Jason Allison, Jan Hrdina on offense, or even Tim Connolly or Sergei Brylin, other cheap alternatives. They're just monsters in NHL 07. Could not agree more. I'll be looking at kind of names like that. If they're getting paid too much, we really got to be careful with money because Kovalchuk and Hossa are going to want a lot next season. So I'm trying to think about how can I get a team this season and even into the future on the ice that doesn't cost us too much, because those contracts are going to be a lot. Vinny says he would start by moving Kozlov for a better sniper, and then moving other bad contracts around like Scott Thornton to clear some cap, because you are probably going to dump him at the end of the season, and you need any extra cap you can. Good work as always, GM Data. Thank you, Vinny. So that's the problem we're kind of trying to think about here. Do we offload our guys who have expiring contracts, or do we try and make the playoffs and there are depth, and then we just let them walk in free agency if things don't work out? Scott making a funny connection here. Thornton going down for 3 months with a sore ankle reminded me of how certain editions of NHL would have players missing like half the season with Charlie Horses. I remember those back in the day. Pat saying, love the way this series and Turgeon are going. Wish I knew more about 07 to have some kind of suggestion for either an acquisition or a fix for the cash problems. Just have to root for you, brother. So thank you very much, Pat. Obviously, I know this is not one of the more popular series on the channel, so I'm not going to have 35 comments to run through, and this will be a shorter episode than NHL 22 franchise mode. But that's okay. Just enjoy the ride and see if we can get it done. GM Data will take care of you. So here's what I'm thinking about when it comes to the trade front. We're really struggling on defense, and we could use a little bit of cap relief this season and next season. I did a lot of research in the NHL, and this is what I came up with. We're trying to hold to realism a little bit, but less than in other NHL series, with trade value and things being a lot wonkier and unknown. In NHL 07, we're going to have to play with it a bit. So I'm trying to think about a forward. Actually, you know what? Before I say who I'm going after, let me show you who I'm looking to give up. So first off on defense, I'm looking to trade Mr. Andy Sutton here. 32 years of age, 82 overall, but at the same time, he's supposed to be 84 overall with 86 potential. It's odd, but he is a good defensive defenseman, not costing too much at $1.8 million. He is on an expiring contract, and currently has 13 points with a negative 10 in 56 games. That's the issue. So I'm willing to give up Andy Sutton if we can get a better first pair defenseman. So Sutton's one of them. Another guy I'm looking to trade purely because of the cap is RJ Umberger. We signed him in free agency, but I didn't know the money would be this tight. He signed for 2 more years after this one at $2.7 million, and that's a lot here when the salary cap is like $50 million or whatever. 50 or 60 million, I think it's in the 50s, and we have to give like 8 to Kovalchuk and stuff like that. It is not going to be easy to do that. So he is not having a bad season at all. 32 points in 56 games. Not horrible. Second line center. I like him a lot, RJ Umberger. He still has good potential as well. 91 is his potential, but we just can't afford it. So I'm going to see if I can offload RJ Umberger. Here's what I'm looking to get from the Colorado Avalanche. Here's a guy right here, Walls. 37 years of age, 87 overall, on an expiring deal of $1.5 million. So instead of having Umberger next season, I bring in this guy. I can just let him walk after this year. He's an 82 overall, but because of his performances, he's up to an 89. He has a groin pull, and he's back March 24th. So we have to play a little bit of time without him, but he's been a monster when he has been playing, especially for his age. 45 points in 53 games, close to a point per game. So he'd be out for a little bit. But here's the big piece I want to bring in. Walls is one of them. Here's the guy I want to bring in on defense, not only for his performances, but for his contract. John Michael Lyles, 86 overall, 2 more years after this one, only getting paid $500,000. John Michael Lyles, what a monster. 98 potential as well. He could be great for the offense. And he is currently on the second pair of defense. I'm going to say, John Michael Lyles, come over here to Atlanta. You'll be the guy. 20 points in 49 games, but I think playing him with Havelid is going to, a 90 overall, will really allow him to get better, growth, better opportunities, better chances, and so forth. So I'm going to throw John Michael Lyles in there, and the trade as is will not go through here. Trade's been rejected. So in a year where we're trying to make a push here, especially for Pierre Turgeon, I'm willing to give up a first-round pick. We're going to make the playoffs. The thing is, we don't need to just give up a first. I'm going to try and take back a second. So I'm okay with this if this goes through. Sutton, who is in his 30s, he replaces John Michael Lyles. Umberger, a young centerman who's an upgrade on Walls long-term. And you get a first-round pick. And in exchange, you throw me back Walls, Lyles, and your second. What do you say to this, Colorado? Trade accepted. Okay, wow. So now we have Colorado's second, and then our third, fourth, let me go back here. We have 2 seconds, ours in Colorado's, 2 thirds, ours in Florida, 2 fourths, ours in Buffalo, and then our own fifth. So it's going to be an okay draft. So there's a big move there from GM Data, making a splash at the Atlanta Post. Read all about it. Walls is still out for a month and a bit, but I think it's going to be worth it long term. Atlanta Thrashers and Colorado Avalanche have made a swap. So let me go edit these lines manually. We're still waiting for Hossa to come back as well, but let's see an idea of how we're looking. Okay, so that is all taken care of. The bottom 6 is not fantastic. I'd prefer to put Yell and then push down Bondra, etc., but that'll be what we deal with moving forward for a little bit of time. The defense does get a big boost with Havelid and Lyles being a 90 and an 88. Remember, the overalls are much different in NHL 07. An 88 is more like an average, second pair defenseman, or an even above average second pair defenseman, not necessarily a first pair guy. 90 is barely first pair, to be honest. Meanwhile, you have a guy like an 84 on your second line. That's more of like a third, fringe third liner, to be honest. So we're going to be looking to improve big time once Walls comes back from injury, as well as Marian Hossa back from injury. So we'll just have to hang on tight for a little bit. We've put together a good team for ourselves. So let's just cross our fingers and hope for the best here. We're taking on the 23, 23, and 11 Vancouver Canucks. We're 32, 21, and 3. Let's simulate this first game in a very long time here in NHL 7. Carter opens up the scoring. I think Jeff Carter. Now it's a 3-3 game after the second period. No scoring in the third. Final 5 minutes. No scoring. We're headed to overtime. In overtime, Viktor Kozlov wins it with Janssen getting the assist. Huge win for the Thrashers here in overtime. Woo, baby. Who got these goals? So Carter scored to open it up. Ryan Kessler scored a couple times. We were down 3-0. Then Kapanen scores twice. Stewart scores to make it a 3-3 game. And then in overtime, it's Kozlov from Janssen. I keep saying Viktor Kozlov. I forget if it's Václav Kozlov, or if he went by Victor sometimes. I know there's some players from Europe who went by Victor at times, kind of like Alexei goes by Alex, and Sasha goes by Alex, etc. But Stefan Yell's on a hot streak. Kari Lehtinen is fatigued from playing in too many games. Okay, well, he got us the dub. No problem. I'll give him a little break now. Dunham can come in. And with that win, we now find ourselves starting to pull away as we are 11 points ahead of missing a playoff spot. But the Devils have 2 games in hand. So we'll go edit up the lines here. Stefan Yell at an 89 overall since he's on a hot streak. And then goaltending here, Lettinen's down to an 81 because he's tired. Ooh, get your sleep, buddy. Don't worry about it. Dunham's going to come in. I'm going to give him a couple games. Dunham's been playing pretty well in relief, actually. Mail time. What do we got here? Task reminder. Okay, as you may know, the time that you were given to achieve, be ranked 11th or above in your conference is half up. Yeah, no problem. We're there. Wait, hold on. If you have a plan, you better kick it into action. Be ranked 11th or above in the conference. Are we not there? There's the trade summary there. Hold on. Are we not 11th or above in the conference? We are 5th in the conference. Yeah, kick it into gear. How about I kick you out of my office? Let's keep on simulating. Let's go against the Oilers. They're a very strong team. 31, 18, and 6. The Stanley Cup finalists just a couple seasons ago. So let's see what we can do here. First period against the Oilers. We start off strong with 2 goals right there. No scoring in the second. Third period, we make it 3-0. Stewart scores, and we end 4-1 the final. Stefan Yell scoring once again. He's loving that second line, and we're up 4-1. We win 4-1. Bondra's on a cold streak. What else is new? And now we're taking on another very good team in the Calgary Flames. I believe the Stanley Cup champions of 2007 in this reality. They're currently 42-12-3. So we're playing some very difficult teams here, and we're looking good. Let's go first period. 2-0 for the Flames. Stefan Yell against his old team. 2 goals from Kovalchuk in the second. But late third period, the Flames come away with the 6-3 victory. Definitely a very strong offense led by Alex Tanguay, who I believe has over 40 goals right now. So can't blame us for losing a couple there. Now we're playing another strong team in the Ottawa Senators. So let me swap the goalies back to Kari Lehtinen now that he's got his rest. And we'll see in a second here. Kovalchuk's cold streak comes to an end. Janssen fully recovered from the flu. That's great. Yell's hot streak is over, and Dempsey's on a cold streak. Thank you for those notes. So Lehtinen back in. Now that Kovalchuk's cold streak is over, he's up back to a 98 overall. How do you do? Hosa's still out. Not a big problem. It will definitely be a big boost when he comes back, but we've been playing well. So you know what? Let's check mail again here. I'm just sending through these first ones more slowly because I'm interested in the tougher matchups. Weekly summary. Hossa out till March 11th, Walls March 24th. So still another little bit amount of time there. Current streaks around the NHL and injury summary around the league. Okay, I like to simulate to when those guys are coming back. I just want to see one more little game here against the Ottawa Senators. They're first in their division, second in the conference. 1-1 after the first. Second period, no scoring. Third period, now goal for the Senators. Final 5 minutes. We tie it up 3-3. Overtime, and the Thrashers win it in overtime. Wow! Janssen feeling great after being healed from that flu. With 5 minutes to go, sorry, that was the Senators who scored with 5 minutes to go. And Heatley, hold on, let me go back to the top. Mazzaros makes it 1-0. Kozlov ties it up. Second period, nothing. Heatley puts the Senators ahead. Then Volchenkov puts another one on the board for the Senators. Kovalchuk scores. Janssen scores. We're off to overtime. And, oh wait, hold on. Is that not? I thought that was overtime. I'm confused. I don't see overtime, but I see Janssen scoring the game winner. Regardless, it was an overtime winner from Janssen, and that is great. I'm glad that his sinuses are clearing up. Big wins here in Atlanta. Big things are happening. The fans are starting to get excited. There's a bit of a, and they're feeling it. Yell, cold streak. Lehtinen, good. Okay, fantastic. 73 points. We're still not super clear of the bottom here. And now we're still 10 points ahead. And only one game in hand for the Sabres there. So I'm not saying we're super comfortable, but things are looking okay. Let's get some good simulation done now. Actually, it's only going to be till the trade deadline. Then we'll get some good simulation done. But I don't think we'll be making any moves, as the big move was made at the start of this episode. Lightning give us an L. Deadline, just keep on simming, no problem. Montreal Canadiens are 28, 26, and 8th. 88 overall team. Can't quite see what it was. I think it was a dub. With the simulation over at that. The Hurricanes are 40, 16, and 6. They beat us as well. Here we are on the trade deadline. Went over the trade deadline. Nothing happened there. So we beat the Canadiens 4-2 and then lost 3-1 against the Hurricanes. So the trade deadline has come and passed. Let's see what's up in the NHL here. Trade deadline approaching. Yeah, thank you very much. Current streaks. I want to see trades around the NHL. That's what I would be curious in seeing. Accounting. What's up with accounting? Monthly financials here. Okay, we're 30th ranked. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mr. Accountant. So trading is no longer possible for us. I would have liked to see the trades that happened around the NHL. Unfortunate, but like I said, now is the time to start getting some simulation done. Let's move into the month of March, and let's see whenever we have Marian Hossa back, we'll slot him in the lineup, followed by slotting Walls into the lineup when he comes back. Nice dub against the Bruins. Hurricanes, a 93 overall team. We beat them. There we go. That's 2 in a row and 3 of our last 4. Very, very nice. Moving into the calendar month of March. A lot of games against the Hurricanes here. So we lose against the Senators, a loss against the Canes. That's now back-to-back L's. Another game against the Hurricanes. This time we beat them. That's a big win. You know, to come back with a statement win against a team as good as Carolina, that's big. The 2006 Stanley Cup champions. L against the Islanders. We play them again a few days later. We take another L, unfortunately. Washington Capitals. Hossa is healed. Let's get him back in there. All right, so Hossa's back in the lineup. That's great. That pushes everyone down a little bit. Armstrong to the second line, Kozlov to the third line, and a healthy scratched Peter Bondra, who had 1 goal and like a negative 32 in 71 games played or whatever, I don't even, it's just shameful stuff. John Michael Lyle is currently dealing with the flu, so his overall is down, but aside from that, things are looking okay. Also tweak up the special teams and stuff like that to get Hossa back on those lines. That's all done. Lovely. It was an L against the Washington Capitals, but now we can keep on simulating a little bit more. We're looking for a win number 40 here against the Philadelphia Flyers. Then we got the New York Rangers coming up. So I'm going to go Dunham against the Flyers, and then I'll put Lettinen in against the Rangers, and we'll keep on simulating until Walls gets back. Should be against the Panthers where he's back. 3-2 win there against Philadelphia to give us win number 40. 3rd in the division and 6th in the conference at the moment. Let's check the mailbox here. Injuries, streaks, and financials here. We're 29th. Hey, the financials, being a playoff team, have made the financials increase just that ever so slightly. Nice win from Dunham. Very nice. We'll get Lettinen back in nets. And it should be a few more games until Walls is back. And then we'll be at full strength, full steam ahead, headed into what will hopefully be the playoffs. Nice dub against the New York Rangers. We're taking L against the Buffalo Sabres, a team that's trying to get into the playoffs. Minnesota Wild are under 500. Not sure what happened in the record against the game there. And the San Jose Sharks, they're a pretty decent team, 86 overall. We'll see what happened against them in just a second when the screen clears up. Ooh, that's 3 losses in a row, all by 1 goal. That's rough. Let's get this last game in here. Against the Penguins, who are 41, 27, and 7, trying to avoid a 4-game skid. That hurts. That's really what we didn't need right now. But Wes Walls is back. Let's get him in the lineup and see how we look at full strength. All right, there we go. So Walls in the lineup with Armstrong and Modine on that second line. Yell moves down to the third line and gives it a +3 for chemistry. And the fourth line, Thornton, Kapanen, and Petrovicki getting the +1. Defense looking like this, and goaltending looking like that. So even the special teams, solid power, both power play units, very solid. This is our best Atlanta Thrashers team yet, most likely in franchise history. So let's put on a show. In the last few games of the regular season, we just have 1, 2 in March, and then 3 in April. So we are almost there. This one up against the Florida Panthers, not a great matchup, so I'm going to sim through it. Don't want to take it for a win, but just to say we're going to keep going through it. Streaks, injuries, nothing to really care about here in the NHL. It's still going to be tight for the playoffs, so we need to get these wins, especially against a team like the Florida Panthers. We need to get a win against that team. 83 overall team, we're the strongest we've ever been. Bruised shin for Carl Stewart, going to keep him out for a little bit. So that'll bring Bondra back into the lineup. I'll just put Bondra straight up into, it gives it a +2 on that second line. Please tell me that was a win against the Panthers. We really need that. And it was, thank goodness. So we win 4-3. Okay, so up against the 47, 25, and 5 Boston Bruins now. We currently sit 7th in the conference. So it's pretty close, I have to say. It is close. the playoffs are not a guarantee. First period 1-1, Hossa scores for us. Second period 4-2. There's the scoring we need. What? 5-0. No, you're kidding me. 3 third period goals from the Bruins, and we fall 5-4. Murray, Donovan, and Sturm. Oh, wow. That's brutal. That's what makes or breaks the playoffs right there. That is really brutal. Oh, but I got to see the standings after this one. How are the streaks looking as well? That one really hurts. April of 2008, over 40 wins. The ownership is looking good, the trusting level and all that. Yeah, so we're tied with Buffalo and Montreal. We have a game in hand on the Canadiens. So it's 3 teams for 2 spots. Us, Buffalo, and Montreal, all fighting it out. We are 2 points ahead of the Canadiens with a game in hand. Rangers, Philadelphia, all those guys are out. So, boy, if we could just win 1 or 2 and the Canadiens lose one of them, that would really make a big difference for us. What's up in the mailbox? 6. What are the team financials? 29th. Injuries. Farm team player. Steve McCarthy wants to be called up. He would be an asset. Would he be? Okay, I'll listen to you. I'll check it out. I'll at least give it a look. What's up with McCarthy? If we look at, would it be minor league management here? McCarthy. Actually, how's our Jurgen the German doing? Our first round pick. 69 overall with 95 potential. McCarthy. An 80 overall. Offensive defenseman, 80 overall. I don't think so. I'd rather keep Coburn, and it gives that third pairing a +3. But thanks for thinking of me. 30, 34, and 16 are the caps, so we really need a win. Then it's going to be a very difficult matchup against the 50-win Carolina Hurricanes. Brutal loss. Brutal loss. Peter Bondra, bro, you better be doing something out here. He has been crying for ice time. He's 40 years old. 1 goal, 9 assists, 10 points, and a -31. Yeah. I don't even know who to take out. I think Bondra's going to come out again. Just take him out. Put Stewart back where he has been playing. Even though the overall's not as great, it does give that line a +3 for chemistry. So Kozlov's playing like an 87 out there. 2 more games to go here. We currently sit at 7th still. Let's do it here against the Carolina Hurricanes. First period, 1-1 game. Janssen scores. Second period, 2-2. Walls from Armstrong. Third period, Modine scores unassisted. In the final 5 minutes, the Hurricanes tied up, but we take it in overtime, 4-3, the final. Who gets the OT winner? It doesn't tell us, eh? Oh, no. Oh, that's why, because it's a shootout. That's why it doesn't tell you who wins it. So we win it in the shootout. 4-3, the final. Big win. That may have been enough to clinch the playoffs if the Canadiens lost. That may have been enough. And yes, it was. In year number 2, 2008, the Atlanta Thrashers are into the playoffs, and now Buffalo and Montreal will fight for that last and the final 8th and final spot. So over all of their years, the Atlanta Thrashers only made the playoffs once. In 2006-2007, when they went 43-28-7, they lost in the first round. So let's see if we can get a better record. We just are 1 win away from a new franchise record. 43-34-4 at the moment. Let's try and get win number 44 here against the Tampa Bay Lightning, the 2004 Stanley Cup champions. Freddie Modine up here against his old team. 48-27-6, I think the record. 0-0 first period. Second period, wow. So forget the record. 5-0 loss to end off the season. That's great. Probably should have put Dunham in. GM Data very upset as the Atlanta Thrashers get shut out. You better believe it. That was an infuriating final game. Regular season success. The Atlanta Thrashers make the playoffs, but just hobbling in, I have to say. So in round number 1, it looks like we're taking on the Ottawa Senators. Oh, we really needed that. Either way, we're playing against a tough team. This is not going to be easy. We're playing against Ottawa or Carolina. So whether we won or lost that game, from 1st to 6th, 101 to 112 points, and we just hobbled in 1 point ahead of the Canadiens Montréal with 90 points. So brutal, but we're here. They don't ask you how you got to the dance. They just ask, what did you do on the dance floor? So in the entire NHL, we finished 13th. The Avalanche right behind us, they also made it with their trade. The Coyotes in 17th made it with 85 points. At the bottom of the NHL, the Blues went 26-44-12. Panthers didn't look too hot either. And here we are. Round number 1 will be against the 52-22-8 Ottawa Senators. Hot streaks there. Draft order. The upcoming rookie draft, because now they know. So it's going to go Blues and Panthers, then Hawks and everybody, blah, 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 blah. And then Avalanche twice, since they have our first round pick. And then in the second round, we will begin to draft. Not a big deal. I like our prospects. I like our team. And just hopefully it's not for nothing getting swept out of the playoffs here. So we're facing a rival team. Make me proud, says the owner. Let's end off the season by checking out all of the stats. So Alex Tanguay led the league in goals by a long shot with 73 goals and 124 points. What a season for Alex Tanguay with the Calgary Flames. Hats off to him. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth in NHL scoring is 38-year-old Pierre Turgeon with a 101-point season. Where did that come from? 101 points. His most goals and points. Let's see. Most goals since 1995-96 and most points since 1992-93 when he scored 132 points. So I don't know what he had over the offseason. I don't know what kind of training he's done, but he has 1,486 points in 1,442 games, making a case to make the Hall of Fame now, that's for sure. 101 points. Sheesh. Looking just at our team, the Atlanta Thrashers here. So Turgeon led the way. Played in all 82 games. Ilya Kovalchuk, 31 goals and 88 points in 78 games. Marian Hossa, 33 goals and 78 points in 62 games. Walls had 48 in 58. I'm not sure exactly how many with us. I'd have to go back and look. Starts to drop off after that, but Janssen, great as an offensive defenseman, 44 in 82. Freddie Mondine, 42 in 82, point every other game. Havlin, the same thing. Colby Armstrong, 41 in 82. Dempsey, 37. Stefan Yell did okay. 25-goal season from Stefan Yell. 35 points. Kozlov, 33 in 82. He's getting up there. Vyacheslav. John Michael Lyles ended it with 33 points in 75 games. I think he had something like, 13 points in 20 games. He did well with us. Kapanen, 17 goals and 4 assists, 21 points in 82 games. Schubert, 19 and 61. McEachran, 15 and 77. Stewart, 11 and 73. Bonder with 10 and 73. Coburn, 8 points, but he was a +5 in the end. Look at all these terrible plus minuses. That's the real story over here. And all these guys didn't play. Yeah, none of these guys played. So the plus minus is really the scariest part here. With -12, the bottom 6 plus minuses are really scary. -30, -34, -16 from Havlin. Then in the top 6, or at least on the first line especially, it's that first line that's carrying. So if we just had a really good bottom 6, if we had the money, we would be flying out there. Looking at the goaltending here from Kari Lehtinen, he went 35, 37, and I guess I can't see, but 35 and 37. Can't see the overtime losses. So 35 something and something. But Dunham goes 8 and 2. Lehtinen, despite being a 90 whatever overall, had an 845 save percentage. Obviously a lot different back in the day. And Mike Dunham had an 881 save percentage, much better. Now, just for an idea of other teams, like Tuukka Rask here, one of the best goalies in the league, he went 874. So that's what I'm trying to compare it to. Lehtinen, though, 845, and 3.08 goals against. Could have been better. Wasn't super impressed with Kari Lehtinen. Played in 74 games. Yeah. But still, it could have been better. I'm not sure why. It has to be the first line that does everything. But that is it for this one, my friends. Looking forward to some upgrades in the offseason, but we're not quite there. Oh, we have a star. I think I should probably give it to the contract negotiations. Is it legal? Yeah, save 10% on contract signs. I'm not going to ask if I should do this. I got to save 10% on contracts, especially with how we're going to have to be paying Kovalchuk and Hossa and all that. We got to save money where we can. And a 10% discount on guys like Kovalchuk and Hossa would be a huge help for us. But regardless, this was a win for us. This was a success here in Atlanta. 43-35-4, tied for the best franchise record in this universe as well. Also the first time in this universe that the Thrashers even make the playoffs, so that'll be exciting to watch. And that is it for this one, my friends. Let me know your thoughts on any line. I can't edit lines right now. I have to go to continue to playoffs. Hold on. There we go. Let me know on any line changes you would suggest here. The bottom 6 has been atrocious, but there really isn't too much to do with it, unfortunately. Lednin, does he even get the start? Do we turn to Mike Dunham? I don't know. That would be crazy. But if you're curious about any other playoff matchups as well, here is the playoff tree. Let me know your predictions. Who's going to win the Stanley Cup? How far will we go? What can we do here against the Senators? Looking forward to your thoughts down here on YouTube or over in the Discord server. If you enjoyed the NHL 07 format, make sure to leave a like and let me know. And you can also make sure to consider subscribing because you'll be made aware of all the uploads for this series and all the other series on the channel, such as our current ongoing series, which is with the Seattle Kraken in NHL 22. So, once again, thank you so much for watching. Looking forward to a playoff run here in the first ever time in franchise history with the Thrashers. And I will see you in the next one.